Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how I finished treatment for my eating disorder. So I wrote down a bunch of questions and answers, and then I have another page right here. I wrote down a bunch of questions that a lot of people have been asking me, whether they're friends and family, and I figured not only would this be good to update you guys, but so that in case in the future someone does ask me these questions, I can also just show them this video in the future. And I also do hope this helps someone as well. So I got discharged September 16th, and I will be heading back to work in a couple days. The only reason why I got discharged so early, the people at the clinic, they saw I was progressing, and they felt that I didn't need to do treatment for the 8 weeks. I only did treatment for 6 weeks. So I saw that as a great sign, but I do wish I did it for the full 8 weeks, because not only would it help me out, but it would have also made this week a lot more easier, because this whole week was such a blur, because it made this week very hard because there was no structure at all. And though I tried to have structure, but it made things more difficult, not gonna lie. Have I been following my meal plan? Yes, I have been following my meal plan. So if you don't know, my meal plan is 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and 2 snacks. So my one snack is between lunch and dinner, and then the other one is after dinner. I have been following it. It's just this week has been hard, like I said. So this week there have been a couple days where I've been sleeping in, and then other days where I have been using alarms. It just depends. Like I said, there was like no structure this week, so a little bit hard. How have you been feeling without treatment? So like I said, it's been difficult for me because I need structure. So without structure, I said this before in my last video, I call my eating disorder voice Jackal, from Jekyll and Hyde. So without structure, Jackal feeds into the behaviors more, meaning that I will most likely binge or stress eat, or have like bad thoughts. So I have to work on structure without treatment. So I have to meal plan, and I have to prep my food and set up alarms, stuff like that. So the alarms that I set up are 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. Those are the same alarms that I set up while I was in treatment. So I figured, to not make things difficult for me, I'm going to use the exact same times as I did in treatment. And I think that will work out best for me, even when I go back to work, because I work the day shift. So that will work pretty good for me. I might have to adjust the 9 a.m. shift to maybe to a 5 a.m. but that's fine. I mentioned I was going back to work in a couple days. So for me, that's September 26th. There are two things about that. I'm excited to get my paycheck back. It's been hard not getting paid for almost 8 weeks. But I'm also very nervous about going to work because work is where most of my behaviors originated from, as most people would, because work is stressful. But what did I write? So I wrote that I have to be mindful every single day, because here, look, I'm gonna explain what I used to do. Before treatment, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and my job used to be 30 minutes from me. So I would leave by my house at 5:30, just so I can go to Starbucks or McDonald's to get coffee and 2 to 3 sandwiches, whatever it was. And that was a behavior, and I did not know that at the time. That's an eating disorder behavior. So I have to stop doing that. I have to make sure when I go back to work, I don't do that. And then what would happen is, when I get to work, I would sit in my car for at least an hour, eat what I bought, and then watch some TV, wait until it's like 7 o'clock, and then then clock in. And you want to know how I would feel? So drained, so tired, because I just had crappy food. So that's a behavior I have to stop. So now when I go back to work, I am still going to wake up at 5 a.m., but I'm going to make sure I leave my house at 6. And if I get there to work early, great. If I clock in, great. If not, I'll hang out in my car for a bit, but I'm not going to stop anywhere. And if I do, I'm not going to get 3 sandwiches. If I want to get a sandwich, great. If not, it's not a big deal. I have to learn how to not do the same thing. I can't make the same mistakes, if that makes sense. So, is it embarrassing that I just told you what I used to do? Yes. I'm not proud of it. I'm not. But I think it's important that I did tell you that, because on YouTube, everyone likes to show perfect lives on here, and I'm trying to be very real with you on my channel. So I wanted to show you that is something I struggle with, and something I've always struggled with. So that's probably going to take a long time to fix, but I have to be very mindful on that one. Have you found or joined any eating disorder anonymous programs? So just like Alcohol Anonymous, there is also eating disorder anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous. I have not found one, but before I left treatment, one of the social workers found a Morningside Chats by Sandra Kronberg. It is a free support group on Facebook. I will put the website right here. I am definitely thinking of signing up for that. I believe it's still anonymous, even though it's online. So that's interesting. I'm also looking for in-person as well, because I'm personally not a fan of virtual. I really just don't like it. So I will be on the hunt for in-person eating disorder anonymous places. Do you still keep in touch with the girls from treatment? Yes, here and there. I don't text them every single day because I know they have lives, and plus I don't want to be a bother. before I continue with the questions, before treatment was over, I bought these like car charms for the girls, and kind of a little corny because it's supposed to represent recovery and it's just supposed to be a little reminder. But I was able to give two of the girls, two of them, but the rest I will have to ship them out. But I ordered a little bit too much, so I just wanted to show you what they are. They are these crochet car charms. They're really good quality. This is the pink one. This is the orange one. I only took this one out because I had to make sure this one wasn't broken. The first one that I bought, it was broken, so that's why it's out. And then this is the blue one. And then it's by the Etsy shop UniqueStudiosG. I'll have her Etsy shop link down below. But I thought it was really cute, and it was just a little reminder to represent recovery because of flowers, of growth and everything. So I thought it was nice. And if this was not something required, you did not have to do this. I just thought it was nice, something nice to do. And that's just who I am as a person. I just like to give things. Okay, now we're on to the next page. Have you found a new therapist or a dietitian? So yes, I found both. My counselor was able to find an eating disorder therapist. I met her on the 20th. So she thankfully takes my insurance, which is nice. So unfortunately, she doesn't prescribe medication. Now, before I continue with that, I know some people are very iffy with meds. Now, I have been on antidepressants since I was 16, and it was my idea originally to take medicine because without meds, it was not working for me. I was having panic attacks. I was always depressed. You know, the natural way was not helping me. But with the eating disorder, right now I need to be on medication. It's not ideal. You know, one day I do want to not be on medication. But right now I am. And unfortunately I'm on a lot right now. It's not fun, but it's what's helping me right now. So I'm on it. So since she doesn't prescribe medication, I have to see my former therapist for just meds only. And I was able to find a dietitian who also specializes in eating disorders. And the reason why I keep saying both is because it's very important that I say that. Because if I find if I find a therapist and a dietitian who doesn't specialize in eating disorders, it's not going to help me at all. For instance, my former therapist, she doesn't specialize in eating disorders. So she's not going to help me with my current problem. And yes, I've had an eating disorder for a long time, but I didn't know I've had it. I didn't know I had these behaviors. So it's very important that I'm telling you, yes, I found an eating disorder therapist and an eating disorder dietitian because they are out there. And I just wanted to specify that importance. So far, I do like her. I only met her once. I also saw her on the 21st of September. I like that she's calm. She's nice. she's not judgmental. And what I mean by that is if I tell her something in my past, she doesn't make those those like shocked judgmental faces, which I'm very used to seeing. So she doesn't do that. She's virtual only, which is also annoying, but at the same time, I don't mind. So, and thankfully, my insurance covers her 100%, so I don't have to pay a copay at all, which is nice. So far I like both of them, and I'm going to continue seeing them, and I really hope this continues. Like, I really hope this helps. I told my dietitian that right now I want to focus on weight loss, but also at the same time, I don't want it to affect my mental health. Like, I want to be able to focus on losing weight, but not where I'm going to have those jackal thoughts where, I want to cut myself, or I want to eat something bad. Stuff like that. Like, those like bad thoughts. Like, I don't want to have those bad thoughts. I don't want to have to weigh myself all the time. Stuff like that. So, besides work, what other triggers do you have? So this question is a sensitive topic for me. I get asked this question quite a lot, but it is a question, and I am going to answer it. It's my environment. So what I mean my environment is my family. My family is toxic to me, and I'm not looking for pity. And I know people have it worse, but it's really my dad who I have the most problems with. But they can say certain things that feed into behaviors like emotional eating or stress eating. So words like, what did you eat today? Or, you can't eat that. You can't eat this, can't eat that. How much weight did you lose? Oh, you gained 10 pounds. That's not good. Or my favorite. Oh, you ate a cookie. You have diabetes. Now you're going to lose a leg. My mom loves to scare me with that. Ever since she found out I have diabetes, she loves to send me articles of, now I'm going to lose my limbs. Annoying. And then my dad likes to tell me, oh, you're never going to lose weight. And then you want to end up happening? Unfortunately, I have ruminating thoughts, meaning that those thoughts will constantly be bothering me. I will focus on the way that person said it, and I will repeat it in my head all day long. You're never gonna lose weight. You're never gonna lose weight. Like, I will literally repeat it in my head all the time, or I will catch myself saying it all the time, and it will bother me. So that is what ends up happening. And then after that, if those thoughts don't stop, then it will lead to a behavior. Then I will stress eat. Then, or worse, I'll binge eat, where I'll eat everything in sight and not be able to control myself to stop. So words like that are very harmful, especially with someone with an eating disorder. It's very hard for us. We can't just let things go because, we're very sensitive to stuff like that. And I wish I wasn't. I really do. I really wish I could just let things go. It would make my life so much easier. But unfortunately, I can't. So, right now, work and my environment. Those are my triggers right now. What have you stopped doing that has helped you? Okay, so never talking about weight. So that's whether it's like weight numbers, whether it's gaining weight or losing weight, having no restrictions on food. So meaning that there's no good or bad foods. That's been helping a lot. Knowing that I'm not alone, that there are many different types of eating disorders. It's not just obesity, anorexia, and bulimia. There are so many more eating disorders. I've learned so many more. I stopped acting on behaviors. I still struggle. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not like a complete halt. But I wrote an example. If I'm craving sugar, I'll either have an orange, or my favorite, I'll have like a sugar-free, fat-free Jello pudding, and I'll mix that with fruit, and that will satisfy a sugar craving. When I go grocery shopping, and I'll show it to you next time. Okay. 3 more things, I promise. What can you do now that you weren't able to do before? So now I can recognize my hunger cues. So now I know when I'm hungry versus when I'm bored. And that was tough. Now I feel I'm very intuitive with my body. I feel like I have been like that before when I was on a previous diet. But now I can really sense it. And I also know when I'm full now, which is also very different. I used to never know when I'm full. The only time I would know is when I would overeat and then I would feel sick. So now I know when I'm full, and that is such a huge thing, and I'm so happy for that. And I know with usual people that doesn't seem like a big deal, but for people like me, that's amazing. And I used to always struggle with that. And doctors would always look at me like I was crazy, because they're like, how do you not know when you're full? But I was like, I would really not know. And I find it amazing that just 6 weeks of treatment, just dedicating my life to treatment, has helped me figure this out. So, what else? Oh, I can actually leave a bag of snacks in front of me. So I'm actually looking at it right now. So I put like 3 examples. A, I don't feel the need to hide that bag of snacks. It has been sitting there since I started treatment, and not once did I feel the need to hide it in a drawer or in a closet, or like, oh my God, my family's going to see a bag of snacks. They're going to judge me. Not once did I feel that. And I also didn't feel like I was going to eat everything in sight. Those are also 2 new things, which was nice. This was also new. When I go to a party, or let's say I go to a festival, and I eat properly, but I'm not making up for it when I get home. That's what I used to do. I used to be able to go to a party and eat right and eat like I'm supposed to, small meals. But then when I got home, I made up for it by having fast food or junk food or sweets. I don't do that. I eat whatever I have at the party or festival, and when I come home, and that's it. That's huge, and that's something I was never able to do. What are stuff I still need to work on? Body image. So unfortunately with this one is going to take a long time. And I told Okay, body image. So I told my counselor this so many times, that you can tell me all the empowering and positive words on body image all you want. I don't feel it. I don't see myself as that right now. I'm not looking for pity. I just don't see it. And my counselor said, that's okay. You're not expected to feel empowered. You're not expected to see that right away. And she told me that it is going to take a long time to see that as yourself, because for a long time, you meaning me, have been told such negative things about your body that you're not used to complimenting yourself or seeing your body in such a positive light. That's also why I did the positive affirmations video previously, to help me every single day. And that has been helping me, but it's not going to 180 my body image. So that's going to take a long time, but I'm getting there. Fear foods. So everyone has a fear food when it comes to eating disorder. It's usually a dessert item, and that's what mine is. So that's ice cream, cookies, all that. And especially I'm diabetic, so I really can't have that food. So now I know there are no good and bad foods, but I also have to be careful how much I'm having with those foods. Now, when I have desserts, I feel really guilty afterwards. I always say to myself, oh, that wasn't worth it. Oh, I shouldn't have had that. Every single time. And it's something I have to work on. It's something that I always want. I want to have it, but I know how I'm going to respond afterwards. I know I'm not going to like how I'm going to respond. I already know that I'm going to regret it. I'll be staring at a box of cookies and be like, I already know I'm going to regret this in 10 minutes. So I have to work on that. And I did bring that up to my new eating disorder therapist. So it's something we have to work on. Hiding fast food. So if I want to get fast food, I still feel the need to hide it from my family and sometimes my friends. Sometimes, not all the time. Now, I said it in my treatment video that I want to stop eating fast food altogether. But there are times where I miss eating Taco Bell and I want to have Starbucks. So there was a time in treatment when I did have Taco Bell and I felt the need to hide the bag. Not much the food, just the bag. So that's still something I need to work on, is hiding that. So it's been 7 weeks now since, no, 6, yeah, maybe, yeah, either 7 or 8, one of the two, since I've had fast food. And that is the longest I've had it, and I'm very proud of myself. But another thing, beating myself up if I eat fast food. So since it's been this long since I haven't had fast food, I don't want to guilt trip myself saying that, oh, you struck out. You did so well. You didn't have fast food for X, Y, and Z weeks and you gave in. You had something. I don't want to do that to myself. I want to be able to have a peppermint mocha when December comes, because that is what I'm looking forward to. That's the only thing I want from Starbucks right now. Only thing. I want to be able to have that at least 3 times a week and not feel guilty. I even spoke to my dietitian before treatment and I asked, would that be okay? Because I used to go every single day to get that drink. And would it be better to go 3 times a week instead of every single day? And she goes, yeah. I told her, because I would love to be that person to go from every single day to once a week. I would love to, but it's not realistic. I already know it's just not going to work. I'll probably get away with it for 1 week, but then the next week it won't happen. It just, instead of going to a very large cup, I'll go from a medium cup, and then when I'm ready, I'll go to a small cup. She said to go from a large to a small, but I'm doing baby steps. I'm doing large, medium, and small. Taking it one step at a time. And finally, progress. I have recognized the progress I have made. When I first started the treatment, I was praying to the gods, to the universe, that this is the last thing I have to do with treatment or whatever the case may be. Because I'm so tired of doing things to fix with my body, with my mental health. I'm so exhausted. So that's how I felt in the beginning. Don't get me wrong, I still feel it. But now I feel so much happier, and I notice the progress. I see all the changes I have made, and I see the difference. I feel it. So when my dad or my mom tells me, oh, I don't see the difference, you haven't changed at all, and I'm like, you know what, that's fine. You don't have to see it. I do. I see it. And that's all that matters. They don't have to see it. I do. So the important thing that the treatment likes us to say is that we're not 100% cured or fixed. We're 50%. And in order to get the rest of the 50% is that we have to do it. And I put an arrow against it saying that I did that. I did the 50%. I did it. I wanted to go to treatment. I made sure I went every single day. I listened to what they had to say, and I made sure I did everything I was supposed to. And I did do it. I still have a long way to go, but I know I can do it. And that is a positive statement that I'm not used to having, and I'm very proud of myself. And I know that you can do it too. That if you believe in yourself and you want the change, you can do it. And that is it for my update on my eating disorder treatment. If you have any questions or any more or any comments related to this video, please comment down below or ask me on my Instagram. We'll be putting right here. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my